Hey, it's Scott here with Neighborhood Eats, and I'm here with Chris from the Smokery, and Smokery is right on Stouffville's Main Street. It's an awesome place, and so you should definitely check it out. But we're here with Chris to find out a little more about what the Smokery is all about and what's going on. And they're actually having their summer menu just being released. It should be, by the time you're watching this, it should have been released already. And so, Chris, I want to ask you, with this new summer menu, what was your inspiration behind some of the new choices on it?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
The inspiration behind what we normally do is always local food. So whatever's fresh in Ontario is what we always kind of focus on. But for this menu, we wanted to layer in Tex-Mex style cuisine as well,
Nice.
because that's kind of indicative of what we do.
Yeah.
So we're going to be seeing a little bit of some carnitas, some like smoked pork shoulder carnitas, and things of that nature. We wanted to keep it kind of fresh and different, change it up a little bit this time.
Yeah. What were some of the more unique things that you think are on the menu that you want people to come in and try type of thing?
Well, in the vein of keeping things local, Ontario strawberries are really, really fresh, and Stouffville is known for its strawberries, obviously. We have the awesome Strawberry Festival
That's
here,
coming, yeah.
and that's coming up this weekend, I believe, or coming up shortly.
Or it might have, actually, when you see this, it will
Yeah,
probably have passed. But
That's right. So, in the future.
Yes.
And so the Strawberry Festival is something that we wanted to focus on. Fresh Ontario strawberries is one of my favorite things, period. So a strawberry cheesecake. We were focusing on some cocktails as well.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay. And going into what you're talking about with strawberries, why is it important for you to use locally sourced food and ingredients and drink ingredients and that sort of thing, produce and that sort of thing?
Locally sourced is kind of like a real fad these days, and it's a great thing that that's the case. But I mean, beyond just looking at it being a great talking point, you're supporting a local community. You're supporting the local farming industry. You're reducing emissions by not importing like a strawberry from Mexico or a strawberry from Chile or something like that, California, which makes no sense whatsoever, especially when the quality that we have here is better. And and we're supporting what's happening locally. On top of that, we get to know these people, and they're all outstanding. And if they have any of the same level of commitment that we have to our food here, then it's going to be outstanding produce. Lastly, it just makes sense from a dollars and cents perspective as well. Locally grown produce is less expensive than importing something from quite a ways away.
That makes sense.
And you also want to eat things locally as much as you can. If I go to France, I'm not going to go to McDonald's. I'm gonna eat at some bistro owned by some family that's been doing it for the last 100 years. And there's a history, there's a provenance there. We want to build the local culture of cuisine here as much as we can. And part of that is using local ingredients.
That makes a lot of sense, for sure. Are there any sort of items on the menu that have continued on from the spring onto the new summer menu, or on the summer menu, that you think are sort of like sleeper items that maybe people wouldn't necessarily order initially, but you feel like they should give a shot?
The dark horse of the menu, in my opinion, is the smoked andouille sausage.
Okay.
It's a house-made sausage, and it's a house-smoked sausage as well. And it's just one of those things that people come for the brisket, people come for the pulled pork, because that's what you think about, or ribs or fried chicken. Those are the things that you think about the most of when you focus in on like smoked cuisine, southern food. But the andouille sausage is like an outstanding dish that's kind of like flies under a little bit of the radar.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try that next time I'm in there.
Absolutely,
That sounds very
it's
good.
awesome.
Yeah. And rolling off of that, actually, so what was the inspiration behind the Smokery? Like, why open a smoked cuisine, a barbecue, southern food as you're talking about? Why do that in Stouffville? And what was the inspiration behind the idea of the Smokery?
So, my wife and I knew we wanted to open a restaurant. We wanted something small that was casual and family orientated, because we have a young family, and I believe that a lot of people in the York region area are in the same boat as I am.
That's true.
So we wanted somewhere where you can take the kids and you can still have a good cocktail and still have quality food, something scratch made, not brought in and processed. Beyond that, smoked cuisine always fascinated me.
Sure.
There's no cheating.
Sure.
It's, you can't just be like, let's smoke this for 2 hours when it really takes 16 hours to put down a brisket. And, hopefully we can show the love like that. We can show the skill, the technique, the flavor.
Okay.
And, you just have to take your time with it. And that's kind of like the nice, more romantic side of things for me when it comes to, taking your time with smoking, bacon or whatever it may be. Yeah. And beyond that, I'm from Stouffville. I grew up here,
Okay.
so this
Well,
is
that
my
makes a
hometown.
difference.
And
Yeah.
we wanted to open up in a place, in a small town, so we're close to home. And so we thought it would just be a perfect idea to, bring this to light, in a place where we knew needed something different and interesting.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there's enough great restaurants in in the surrounding area and in downtown Toronto, but small towns need love too. Right?
For sure. Yeah. It's nice to bring something unique to it that maybe they don't have. And
Yeah, we're trying.
We're
We're trying to put a little spin on it and make it a little bit different.
For sure. And then, so just taking off of that, one point that I wanted to mention that I think you probably want to highlight too is that the Smokery is pretty kid friendly. People sometimes they feel like they can only go to like a Boston Pizza with their kids, but if they have a few little kids, no big deal if they bring them in. You're happy to have them in.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we cook everything in house from scratch.
Yeah.
So first things first, whatever we give to you guys is what's being made in our kitchen.
Okay,
and
so it's healthy. Good.
Yeah, that's crucial
good
for us.
ingredients, Yeah.
Secondly, we have a $9 kids menu.
Okay, there
It's
you
got
go.
fried chicken. It's got some of the classics that kids like.
Yeah.
I know because my kids like it, and they're not the most straightforward kids. They're
There you go.
sometimes a little pickier.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids. and so we definitely have a kids menu. We're definitely kids friendly.
Okay, that's good to know.
Kid-friendly.
That's good to point out for sure. And then going into the summer now, do you guys have events coming up that you want to let everyone know that they should check out, put on their calendar? What's going on with the Smokery this summer, then over July and August, and even into September if you want.
So actually, coming up in September, our 5th anniversary is coming up, which is really exciting for us. We're super happy that we've been in business for this long, and very thankful for the support that Stouffville has shown us. We're blown away by it. So look out for that because we're going to definitely do something a little bit bigger and over the top.
Yeah, 5 years is pretty awesome. So
5 years is amazing. In 6 years will be even better. So we'll see. And beyond that, we do a monthly Scotch tasting that happens here on the last Friday of every month.
Oh, good to know.
And the idea is is that we just like to showcase interesting whiskeys because smoked food and bourbon and whiskey kind of go seamlessly together.
Nice.
So that's something that we do on a monthly basis. But beyond that, we're going to start up our farm to table dinners again, which would be a nice thing that we haven't done in about a year. And we try to work around the growing season in Ontario. We try to work around the local farms in the area. There's 50 north of Highway 7.
Wow, that's a lot.
And there's a ton of farms and there's a ton of awesome people that run those farms. And so we try to work together with them to bring forward an interesting 3-course prefix menu, just based around their produce and or whatever it is that they offer.
Yeah.
For instance, like King Cold Ducks is just up the road.
Yes. Yeah.
Did a duck dinner with them not too long ago.
Oh, nice.
So there's a lot of excellent people in the area. We try to bring a nice 3-course prefix menu featuring local farms.
Okay, so keep an eye out for all those things. And then with the whiskey tasting, if someone's more of a rookie to whiskey tasting, is there a little bit element of like education, or is it?
Yeah.
How does that go?
The interesting thing that we do is we do the tasting blind.
Okay.
So that way, if you have a preconceived notion about a particular brand, or I only like this or I only like that, and everything else is terrible, it helps kind of cut through all of those biases or potential biases, and it lets our customers kind of call a spade, which is
that's interesting.
Which is interesting. You might hate something that you thought you initially loved, or vice versa. But it's a fun group of people, and we have an educated discussion about good single malts or the world of whiskey in general.
Awesome. That sounds really good. So if they want to check you guys out on social, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and also on Twitter. The handle is thesmokery.ca. And also our website. And if not, then just come in and see some friendly faces.
Yeah, for sure. So remember, they're on Main Street in Stouffville. Really easy to find. Right by Red Bull Espresso, right by the GO station, probably the biggest landmark near them. And you gotta come out and check them out. They're really, really good. That's it from the Smokery. And looking forward to talking to you guys soon. And remember, come check them out. Okay, we'll talk to you soon, guys.